It's a Wednesday, and our Food City segment, I was thinking, it's 4th of July. A lot of people are going to be grilling, thinking about, their favorite stuff to throw on the grill. And so we should get an expert in those lines. And so we've got Frank Bowman from Bowman's Barbecue and Meat Market with us this morning. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Jim. Good morning, everyone.
It was great to see you. Bowman's, now some people might not have heard of you because you're just a little outside of town, just west of Climax there on the main drag, Bowman's Barbecue and Meat Market in what used to be Sinclair's Market.
Yeah, when we closed up a couple years ago, the building was sitting there, and I started getting some ideas in my head and said, what the heck?
You thought out of the box a little bit. I mean, what are you going to do with a big old square grocery store building out in the middle of a cornfield? And you came up with this idea to not have it be one thing. It's a bunch of things.
Yeah, what was I thinking? Yeah.
So how long ago was that?
4 years. Been in there 4 years now. It's an old grocery store, and we converted it over. Took all the shelving out, and got a restaurant and bar on one side, and slowly making a banquet room on the other side.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Well, that'll be handy. And but the big thing is it's actually a place where you can get meat.
Yeah, I had a butcher shop 20 years in Climax, so we're still doing some sausage making and smoking our bacons, and everything's made from scratch there. A lot of good smoked meats.
Well, I've been a little frustrated lately, Frank. Some of the major groceries in the area, I'm kind of fussy about the meat. I like to go to Horrocks. I like to go to our farmer's market, but you're not going to get meat at those places by and large, for the most part. I think maybe some of the vendors at the farmer's market might dabble in some specialty areas. But, so you got to go somewhere else, and it just seems like... I wonder who's back there cutting meat, some guy's 10-year-old nephew back there or what, at a couple of these places. It's an art, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a dying art. There's not too many meat cutters left out there.
You ought to start a school, build an addition, and it could be Frank's Butcher School. When did you start doing it?
Oh, about 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yep. I started raising the hogs and put up a butcher shop.
Now, did you like apprentice with somebody, or did somebody kind of show you the way, or did you just have to figure it out?
Well, I started out dressing my own deer out, and it took off from there. I started doing some for friends, and then I started doing hogs, and then beef, and took off from there.
Well, obviously, on-the-job training, there's no substitute for that. So basically, where are you getting the meat for Bowman's Barbecue and Meat Market? And, once you get it, what do you do? Do you sell it fresh? Do you have to freeze some of it as a combination?
Yeah, we got our from a local meat distributor. Not doing more slaughtering there, of course, being at the grocery store, but
right, yeah. So getting it from the local distributor, and what you just look at each week at what you think you can sell, and then place an order and put it out there.
Yeah, that's the tough one. Is the usage. You never know.
Yeah.
Where you're at with that. So
it's not like canned peas where you got a unlimited shelf life. You got to kind of time it and hope for the best, huh?
Yeah, we do a lot of the specialty meats too. We do a lot of the Cajun, the boudin. The tassel ham on Dewey. We try to keep that all in stock.
I don't know of any other place where you get that, really. I mean, there might be, but I'm always up for trying new stuff.
Well, that's what everybody says that comes in. They said, we had no idea we could get this here in Michigan, so.
I'll be darned. That sounds good. So, basically, you kind of had, buying a former grocery store, you kind of had a setup that was pretty friendly from the get-go, huh?
Yeah, the groceries, we thought we'd restock a few groceries, but that didn't quite work out for us out there. So
yeah,
we're converting that area into the banquet room. Yep.
I see. So it's going to be meat, and then eventually banquet room and the bar, which we'll talk about as well. in fact, that bar is kind of neat. Did you design that yourself?
That was the original beer cooler that was in the grocery store. We kind of plopped a bar down in front of it. We got 80 different kinds of beer we're serving there, and mixed drinks. So it's something for everyone.
There absolutely is. It's kind of a comfortable, neat place. I mean, you wouldn't think, once you're sitting in there, you wouldn't think that it was a grocery store at one time, because it's comfortable in there. It's light, it's bright. There's a lot of elbow room. I like what you've done with it, and you got a menu. You do takeout too, right?
Yeah, we do takeout. Do a lot of catering. Do a lot of weddings, company events. Got a mobile unit, so then Tuesday's taco night with sell-at bar, and then Wednesday we have all-you-eat pizza buffet with a sell-at bar, and Thursday's the big one. We got karaoke with Nola Batch.
Right? Yeah, I've heard a lot about that. Yeah,
that's a good time. Yep. And then Friday we have live music, and then Saturday we have open country jam. Anybody can come and play their music.
By the way, before I forget to ask you, you're not going to be open tomorrow night for the 4th, are you?
We will be closed on the 4th, yes.
Yeah, all right. So we don't want to send a bunch of people over there for karaoke night and then have the doors padlocked shut. But every other Thursday night, you can go out there and let it loose, maybe have a few so you get the nerve to get up there and sing.
Oh, absolutely. We have all good singers out there. It'd be nice to get one bad one in, but
do we ever get Frank Bowman up on stage?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, there's still hope.
And we have a Facebook you can go to and see what the events are coming up.
Yep, I found it really easy too. I just typed in Bowman's BBQ and bam, there it was. And that gives you the schedule, and well, I think the menu might even be up there. Oh yeah, the menu's right up there. Appetizers and chicken wings and baskets and sandwiches and burgers, and I mean grinders, and wow, that's pretty substantial there. Is that kind of a new thing for you then? Obviously, running a restaurant was a little different than running a butcher shop.
Yeah. Well, I had opened up a restaurant in Battle Creek years ago and kind of got my feet wet, so had a good following when I started here.
What was the restaurant in Battle Creek?
That was a Red Line Barbecue off
okay.
Beckley there, yeah.
So you've been queuing it up for a little while and kind of brought that in there, and that's a big menu though, man. That is a lot of stuff to keep track of.
Yeah, barbecue's the main event, but we have a little something for everyone. We got the pizzas and the subs. Do a lot of to-go orders.
Yep. Well, we've gotten to go a few times because we only live a couple of miles east of you there, and so it's real handy. It used to be handy to go over there and get a quick jug of milk, but now we can go over there and get a half a rack, and that's pretty handy too. So, what kind of staff have you got out there?
Staff.
Yeah, I mean, you must have to employ quite a few people.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of part-time college girls working, which helps out a lot.
Well, it's nice too when they can get a job, kind of close by to home and not to go too far. I imagine there's a lot of kids in Climax are glad for that opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's a chance to give back, and I see Climax going to get some of their roads paved. Did you see that? They got a grant. There's going to pave a couple of roads there in town and stuff, and it seems like the little burg is holding its own, and I guess you're a part of that. Yeah,
we're actually the school's getting redone this year, so
we're going to have them in a little bit, and maybe next month, and talk about some of the work they're going to do in the schools there, and it's looking good. I like to go to that little secondhand store in the old school. You ever check that out there? That's an adventure I think he's open Wednesdays and Thursdays, if I'm not mistaken. And it's the old school just south of the main corners there in Climax. And, like if you need some adapters for your hose or some hose or a million other things, he's got it down there. So, there's a couple of unique little things right there in Climax, and Bowman's Barbecue is certainly one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe you ought to start a like a shooting range out back. You could do that too in the middle of a cornfield.
Yeah, you can do that in my spare time. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I see you've got a shirt on that says Smith and Wesson, so I figured you were probably qualified. What else is going on at Bowman's that you'd like us to know about, Frank?
Oh, geez.
You mentioned the music. What's coming up this Saturday? You have it know offhand what's on the schedule?
This Friday we got the Hershey band playing.
Okay.
Then the second Friday of every month we got the bikinis playing. And then we got live bands the rest of the month here.
Well, it sounds like the place to be, the hot spot of Climax. What are the hours that you're open, by the way?
The restaurant opens at 11:30
Okay.
and closes about 9:30.
That's a long day.
It is a long day.
Are you there the whole day?
I am.
That is a really long, and I know that from talking to other people in the restaurant business. It's not an easy thing. And you got a lot of stuff to do, keep track of it all and order just the right amount of stuff. But that's a long day. So is that, how many days a week are you open then?
We're closed on Sundays and Mondays now.
Okay, closed Sundays and Mondays. That's good to know. And people can order takeout if they like, or come in and enjoy the friendly confines at Bowman's Meat Market. Frank, we really appreciate you stopping in and filling us in on it. That Facebook page is probably the best place to get a hold of you, and so we can call you up and place our order.
Yeah, we try to keep that updated with all the events and all the happenings that's going on.
Yep, it looks good. There's a lot up there, and we wish you the best of luck. Bowman's Barbecue and Meat Market. You just go to Climax, the main drag there, and go west, what, a mile.
Yeah.
And you certainly can't miss it.
And just remember, always be a responsible meat eater. Always use a condiment.
I like that. Frank Bowman, our guest here on Food City.